Hello, 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 my people. Good morning once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I will celebrate you, my followers. I celebrate to those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel. You are welcome once again, and I'm excited to be back. I'm still a little tired, okay? The host of Chayil's Moments, and I'm happy to be back here. Let me first say that I appreciate those of you who have been watching my videos, leaving comments, passing comments, dropping a like, and you're sharing this video. You have been following me, from time to time, and you are the people that is encouraging me to go on. Really, honestly, I'm encouraged to go, and I'm happy and I'm excited to do much more because you actually got my back. But today, I just want to say that most of the time, when you're doing something and you don't see anybody to encourage you to go on, you just want to leave it and abandon it. But this is not so. You're a wonderful family, you're wonderful friends, you are so good to me, you have been so nice watching, taking your time out of your busy schedule and tight schedules to watch the video. I really want to say thank you very much, and God bless you all in Jesus' name. I'm happy, and I want to say, I love you all. I love you, and I mean it really. I love you for real. I love you for real. And so, let me say that if you have just been following me, or you have not been watching my video, and this is the very first time to, badge into this, channel, I still remain Lucia Aderonke, the host of Chinese Moment. I would like you to click on the notification bell. In case I release video, you will get notified. I want you to click like and share, leave your comments. I want you to just share and just like, and most importantly, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I really want to build this channel, and I know together we can build it together. We can build it together. We can actually build it together. So thank you as you do that. Well, I've been releasing some videos, and I've started some series around the married couples. This is for married people, and I know that the Lord Almighty God also is the one that plants marriage in solitary places. He ordained marriage, and He wants us to enjoy our marriage to the fullest. But there's little things that we need to understand, and we need to know also as couples that will actually help us as we go on. Now today, I'll be discussing something on a different topic entirely, and I want us to look at what I call unexpected expectations in marriage. Unexpected expectations in marriage, things that you never expect, you have expected, but when you get married, you didn't, what is coming out of it, you were never expecting it. Okay, unexpected expectation in marriage, just as the topic is. I know that a lot of us has a lot of preconceived notion about how marriage should look like, or how marriage should be, or how it should work. We all have this preconceived notion and idea. That's great. It's good for you to, of course, think ahead, and you're saying, okay, for this, this is what I'm expecting. It's always good to be expectant over anything. But in marriage, let me say that if there are certain things that will happen that you never planned for, you never expect, and so when they come and you're not ready for it, it throws you into unrealistic territory, honestly. And that is what causes a lot of issues among couples. In fact, it leads to divorce, it leads to a lot of arguments, it leads to beating and all that, because you think it leads even to hatred. Some people, I mean, at times I just wonder, a woman that you, or a man that you say, oh, you profess love to, and say, no, till death do us part, I will ever love you. I will not go back on my oath or my vows to you. And suddenly, after a year, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, 4 months, 2 years, 3 years, things began to happen, and you don't know how to handle it, because you say, oh no, I never expect this to happen to me. I never believe this is happening to me. I never believe that this is happen to me. Hey, my darling, it is happening, because there's something they call unexpected expectations in marriage. You never expect it, but yet they come. And so when they come, how do we handle it? Because life is also, is full of ups and downs. So don't ever think that everything will be 100% perfect, because you are also not perfect yourself. So your spouse is not perfect. And don't also forget, there's something I always say to people. Do not also forget that we are from different backgrounds, we have different preferences, we have different orientations, we have different exposure, we have different understanding of what things, or how things should go and be handled. We have different friends. We have different opinions. We have different things that people say around us, and we have a lot of ways by which things get into our spirit and into our hearts. So we know things will surely never be the same even when we get married, because marriage, I'm going to talk about that much more later, that there's some ingredients you need to put into your marriage to ensure that you keep going. It can be boring at times. Yes, I'm telling you that, because it's like a routine. So you need to add some things to it. I'm going to get there, in a bit. But there's some unexpected expectation I just want to bring out. I'm not able to say everything. Like I said, I don't like long videos because I know people might get tired or get bored. I like short clips. And so there are a few points that I want to bring out here that will help us, so that we know that these are unexpected expectations, things that happen, but when they happen, how do we handle it? Okay, the first one is you expect that your partner will remain the same size. I will never change in size at all or in shape. Oh no. Oh no, it doesn't work like that. As a matter of fact, I tell young people, now that's another one. I always tell people, before you get married to your wife, please go and see your mother-in-law to be. If you see the size of your mother-in-law and you think you like that shape, it's possible your wife will get to that level. And that's the truth, that's the reality. So you know what you're going into. So you know, so I marry you at size 8 and now you're not size 12. Hello, it will happen. Don't also forget that I'm talking to the women. I don't forget that even as a woman, when you get married and all that, I mean, you start, having babies, you're pregnant. I mean, possibly you eat more, possibly, I don't know, the kind of job you do, also that can have effect on the way you look at. But most of the time, you find out that after marriage or you give birth to one child, things change. For instance, I was wearing size 12, size 14 before I got married, but now I'm wearing size 18. And so my mother isn't, skinny. My father wasn't skinny. And so you don't expect me to be, level 12. Even I'm trying as much to keep shape and to keep fit. But the truth of the matter is, I have big bones. My shape, my curve is not a lepacious, curve. And so I will never blame myself for who I am, as a matter of fact, I love me for who I am. And so don't ever expect that your wife will not change or your husband will not change. Let me say something about men. Now you might marry, you are the one that is feeding your husband, depending on what you feed your husband with. So if your husband also start eating good food and all that and add up weight, don't say, oh, or maybe he takes alcohol and all that, beer and all that, he has pot belly and you don't like it. Oh, hello. It does happen. And so it is an unexpected expectation. Things do happen. And so don't expect that your wife or your husband will not change in shape. In fact, the Yoruba people say, bring me what they pay one, and I just say, as much as your husband is feeding, and taking care of the woman, could change in size. But the truth is, go and look at the gene of that person, go and look at the family. If you are not fat in their family, then excuse me. Or if you are not big plus size, because I don't like to use the word fat. If they're not big plus size in the family, of course it will be like that. And so it happens like that. So before you get married or you're already in marriage, expect that the size and shape of course might change. What can you do? Of course, help each other to ensure that you maintain good shape. By the things you eat, the things you fit in your body, maybe reduce taking of alcohol. If you do that, of course, go exercise, get a form of exercise to do and keep fit. And also for the woman, by the time the woman gets gets a baby, they tell me most men don't know how to take care of themselves even after birth. That there are little exercises you need to do. I actually knew a lady who gave birth and you still think is about 9 months pregnant because of course the tummy was so big. And so you have to do exercise, you have to eat well, eat good, and take good balanced diet to maintain or sustain that shape and size. So it's the first thing you need to understand, that is one unexpected expectations. Don't ever think your spouse will not change in shape and in size. That's the first one, and I want us to hold on to that. Number 2 expectation that lots of people goes into marriage is that my partner will pay basically for everything, especially women. My husband will pay basically for everything. Now, no. That is the norm. That the husband should be the head of a home and should provide for the family. But things are changing. If you look at the gender role in the society today, it's changing. Gender role, a socially ascribed role that the society has given to men to be the head of the family, to provide, to put everything that 100%, of course, basically provides, pay, shelter, provides food, pay children's school fees, buy the wife car, do everything. Oh, who wouldn't like that? I love that too. If my husband could do that for me, why not? But it's not working like that anymore. Things are changing. You see a lot of women who are actually the breadwinners of the family. So if you as a wife goes into marriage and you think your husband will provide everything, and your husband might start well, but along the line some things happen. Maybe he lost his job, or maybe things are not working well because of national economy, or what is naturally happening to everybody. For instance, in Nigeria, a lot of husbands are losing their work. COVID-19 is on, and there's no business, things are just not working well. Now, if you as a wife think that your husband will provide everything for you, then you're a joker. And that does not mean he's not a man. He's not the head of a family. He's still the head of a family. Because that is God's ordained plan. For the fact that you're the breadwinner of a home doesn't mean you are the head of a family or you are the husband. No, I'm not a preacher of that. And so, I say it in Yoruba, olórí burúkú obìnrin ló máa wo inú ilé ẹ̀ tí ọkọ ò ní níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ tó lè máa feel pé òun ò ní support ọkọ. We are supposed as women, we're supposed to be a supporter, to be an helpmate to our husband. So if you are doing well, and your husband, business has gone down and all that, the onus lies on you to support that home, to support that family. And when you do, it's not for you to start bragging. That's not the time for you to be proud. That's not the time for you to rubbish your husband and drag him on the floor. That is not the time for you to take, his position. Because if you do that, then there will be abnormality in the home. God's ordained plan is that the man, he will be the head of a family. And God, I always tell women, God who says that a woman should be helpmate. You should take your position. We are to help them without us taking their position. And so, if you look around, I've been there. And nobody will ever know what I do. I don't have to say, I'm the one who is doing this, or I'm the one who is doing that. A lot of women, we are so lousy and we are so loud. I'm a woman, but I'm sorry, sisters, I have to come real hard on you. Because I've seen a lot. Things do happen. And while that is going on, we can actually go on our knees and start praying for our husband, that God will restore our husband back and bring them out from the floor where they are, and God should lift them up to take their place. That is our role. And so don't ever expect that your husband will provide everything for you, basically. Every goddamn thing. It doesn't work like that. Things do change. Things do change. And so we need to understand that. We need to know that too. We need to support each other. We need to be each other's, partner. And together, we can actually achieve more together. And let me say something. If a man doesn't have money, it touches on their ego. I'm telling you. So we as the woman, we should ask for the wisdom to help them to get up from the floor where they are and to be where God has placed them, which is the head of the home. And same thing also goes for the men. Because I know that in Nigeria today, that I've seen around, a lot of men want to marry women because they are rich. And they want to marry them because they want to believe that the woman will be able to provide for everything they need. That is an aberration. That is an abnormality. So you men out there, if you think, you're looking for, because I see young people, I see men who say, what does that woman do? And they want to marry a woman who is comfortable. And you think that one will provide everything for you, basically. No, it doesn't work like that. So if she doesn't do that, what happens to you? It does not work like that. It does not work like that. This is an unexpected expectation in marriage, and we must learn how to handle it. I hope I'm saying something. I hope I'm making sense here. All right. Then another one that I know is very common in marriage is the fact that you expect your partner to be the first person to apologize when there are issues. If you're just saying sorry, then let it be. The man will also say, oh, if that woman is not coming to apologize, then that's it. Let me say something here. In marriage, when conflicts arises, because it's all fights, conflicts, because I call it conflict because, of course, because of different orientation and all that I've mentioned earlier, things will happen and we might not agree over certain things. That doesn't mean we are fighting or want to beat up ourselves. No, it's conflict. Now, so when they happen, honestly, it does not matter who is at fault or who is not at fault. I always say that marriage is a win-win thing, not a win-lose game. So when I make my point and my husband makes his point, we both win. Nobody is losing, nobody is winning. So don't ever think, and anybody can say sorry. At the matter of fact, I'm sorry is one word. As short as our statement is, can actually redeem a lot of things. It takes a woman who is very proud and a man who has ego to say, I'm not going to say sorry. I'm not going to say sorry to her. She's a woman. She's under me. She has to come and say sorry. It doesn't matter who says sorry. We are building our home together. We are building our home together. And if you love each other, anybody can say sorry. Nobody, it's not going to be written on your face to say you have said sorry to your wife. And so because of that, you're not a man. No. As a matter of fact, when you say sorry, I'm sorry, my darling, it adds more to your feathers as a man. Even though the Bible says the man should love the wife, the woman should submit. We're to submit. And the husband should love. But for me, irrespective of who we are, both the husband and the wife, anybody can say sorry, I'm sorry. For instance, when I offend my children, or maybe, for instance, let me just give you a scenario. There was a time, one of them did something, and because I was angry with them, I didn't really take time to pay close attention to what happened. So much later, when I've scolded, them, one of them now said, oh, Mommy, this was actually the true scenario of what happened. And I felt bad because it wasn't the fault of the girl, by the way. I had to say sorry. I'm not saying because I'm a mother and I'm not going to say sorry. Because you know what? It says a lot of things. So when you marry and say, oh, no, you must be the one to say sorry all the time. That's for the woman. Or she must be the one to say sorry all the time. Then we're not helping situation. Anybody can say sorry. And I'm sorry is one statement that actually can redeem a marriage back, to fruitfulness and to loving and wonderful and beautiful home again. And so that's another expectation. Anybody can say sorry. Anybody can say sorry. I'm sorry. And it has to be genuine. It has to be from your heart. Don't say, oh, I'm sorry. But Yoruba said, in other words, sorry has different category and different level. When I say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm deeply sorry. Do you mean it? Or you're just saying, so I go? Let her just go with her wahala. Let him just go with his wahala. I'm only saying sorry because I don't want a wahala in the house. Please be genuine with it. I'm sorry, I don't know. And even if you have anything to say after that, then that can be discussed much later, on a lighter mode. And of course, life goes on. Life goes on again. That's another one. Another one that is very common that I see that actually, is funny to me is that you expect your partner not to have a friend of opposite sex. You expect your partner not to have a friend of opposite sex. No. He will have a friend. She will also have a friend. I think at this level, it's just normal for us to agree before even marry or even after marriage. Okay, this will be our friends and all that. Of course, the husband works somewhere else. Your wife works somewhere else. They might be colleagues. They might be church members. They might be society members. They might be, people they belong to club together or anything. There could be schoolmates, they could be in university together, they have their exes, let me put it that way, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, and all that. I think here, for you to think that your partner will not have a friend of opposite sex, that is not reality. And we need to face that reality. That your husband, your wife, we are friends. But this is my take on that. Now, when I have a friend as a woman and I'm the wife of the home, and I have a colleague at work that I'm getting closer, I have a colleague at work or in church, or that person must be a friend to the family too. My husband will get to know about it. Oh, this is my friend. This is who he is. And of course, becomes a friend of a family. If he's married, I want to meet the wife. I want to meet the family. I will both relate as a family together. Now, I expect my husband also, if you have a female friend, either anywhere in church, in the society, or in the club, or maybe ex-schoolmates, or secondary schoolmates, or university schoolmates, or whatever it is, at what level, we are and we'll be friends. I expect my husband to let me know, oh, this person is actually my friend. And this is out and we be open. Be open. Now, where problems start from is when we start hiding, from ourselves. But you cannot discuss freely that this person, and this person calls you say because he's a man. Please, and that's why I say in communication, there's nothing you cannot communicate. There's absolutely nothing that you cannot discuss with your spouse. When your spouse understands from the beginning that these are your friends and all that, of course, there will be. I remember initially, before I got married, I told my husband, I said, see, I have a lot of male friends, not because I was dating them, not because I had anything to do with them, but I just feel comfortable around men because of this issue of women. I'm sorry. Because a lot of times you see that women are too vain. They're full of envy and jealousy, unnecessary things. Most of the time, they're even petty. That pettiness irritates me and gets me just out of the way. And so I told him, say, you know what? I have a lot of male friends, so I just my friend, and I introduced all of them to him. So he told me about his own, and all that. And we both agreed on how to relate with them. And of course, we set boundaries. That's also very important, very critical. You have to set boundaries, because if I say I have a male friend, then I should set boundaries. So that, of course, you don't expect to see me where I'm not supposed to be with that male friend, where my husband will not know. There's certain things, and that's why you set boundaries. You agree on those boundaries both ways, and you can go on. But do not ever think that your husband or your wife, you don't have a friend of the opposite sex. That's the point, one point or the other. Another point is this, let me just say that, and I like someone, I want to say this. The same woman and the same man that you are, also, we still have other people outside that want to be your friend. When that happens, please discuss it. It's very important. And when you discuss it, it will be a privileged information. And of course, you also, like I said, agreed on how to relate with them. But my sisters, do not be too jealous to think, in church, this is his sister who talks to my husband, who greets my husband, and looks at my husband. And don't kill yourself before your time. Because that is the one you see. The one you don't think of. What you want to do, or will you not do your work again? Will you be following your husband everywhere? No. Trust in marriage is very important, very key. You must trust yourself. And when trust is not broken, then you're good to go. So just ensure that trust is not broken. Much later, I'm going to talk more on infidelity and what it means. But once trust is not broken, of course, your marriage will be beautiful. So ensure that trust is not broken. Whatever it is that you're doing, please make it bare, make it open. It's the devil that keeps secrets. So once a phone rings and you quickly go to pick your call, and you don't want your husband to know, of course your husband or your wife will be suspicious of why can't you pick a call here? Why can't you pick your call here and just discuss while I'm here? So please, that's another point that is very important, that we have to know that, of course, your husband, your wife, we have a friend of opposite sex and you cannot do anything about it, but rather there's a way to handle that. You must both agree on how to handle those relationships and how you will do in order not to hurt your feelings and affect your home. All right, let's look at the last one. Possibly you expect your partner to always know what you need, what you're thinking, and who you are. You expect your partners to know all the time 100% of what you are thinking, or who you are, or what you're going through. No, they're not witches, they're not wizards. So if you are, and what she Ọlọ́run tó jẹ́ arínúróde olùmọ̀ràn ọkàn. God is the all-knowing. He's all powerful. He's everywhere. He knows the intent of our heart. He searches it. He knows it. He's the only one. I may not know what you're thinking about. I may not know who you are. I may not know what you're going through. But hello, of course, I know that, if you don't express what you're going through, if you don't tell me, there's no way I will know. So let us know that, of course, we must discuss everything that we know or we are going through. If you're angry, let your spouse know you're angry. If you're happy, of course, communicate it. Don't ever expect that at every point in time your husband or your wife should know what you're going through or what you're thinking. I'm not God. I don't know your heart. I don't know what you're going through until you tell me. Now, if you don't tell me, there's no way I will know. And that's the truth. That's the reality. And that brings a lot of issues in marriage, really, honestly. You should know. Now you're coming on what will go through. How? How will he know? How will she know? If you don't say it, how do you expect your spouse to know what you're going through? Because, until you communicate what you're going through, until you tell your spouse what you're going through, he doesn't even understand. And we women, we go through a lot of stages. Some ladies, when they're on their period of menstruating or maybe ovulating, they snap, they skip, they're just irritated, they are irritable. Let me put it that way, they're irritable and they snap like that. Now, if your husband does not know that it has started, how would you know? And if you snap at the man, my sister, the ego of the man will also work, because that is like you're rude, you're disrespecting the man. So you have to know, I think I'm not just feeling too well, I've started. Communicate everything. You discuss everything. By the time your husband gets to know, you for who you are, then they understand you. And of course, let me say that, of course, we have been friends before marriage. Most of these things will not be an issue. But even if you don't know, communicate it. Please let them know. Let them know. Communicate it to your spouse so that your spouse will know what you are going through. You cannot expect anyone to read your mind. Verbalize it. You can't expect your husband to read your mind or your wife to read your mind. You have to verbalize it. You have to talk to your husband, talk to your spouse. And like I said in one of my videos, there's absolutely nothing you cannot discuss. I hope I've been able to just bring a few points from unexpected expectations in marriage. There's so much more, a lot more, but I know this one also will actually help us and will help our home. I pray the Lord Almighty God will bless your home and make it more beautiful. Please do not forget to subscribe on my channel, click like on it, press the notification bell to be notified for another video. Ensure that you pass comments. Please leave comments, and if there's anything you want me to actually discuss about that you think is of a burden to you or bothering you or a gray area that you think I can talk about, please also talk about it or put it in my comment section, and I will sit and respond to you. Thank you so much. God bless you and be good. Stay safe and be good. Bye for now.